Hello, everybody, and welcome back into the Dota 2 Canada Cup Season 6 playoffs. We are here with game number 2 between Shazam and Digital Chaos. Winner moves on, and loser goes home. It's very interesting stuff going on. One of our last first round games. Actually, it's our second round game. One of our last second round games. And of course, Digital Chaos outlasting Shazam in game number 1, having some really good ganks off the back end of the Bulba Nyx Assassin, which continues to pick up steam as one of the only players to play that hero, really. In the off lane, at least anymore. So it's been a lot of fun watching him play it, but we'll see if that's going to be picked up again. More than likely not. Digital Cast will start off with the draft here. They will have first pick. But before we get started, this is, of course, on moonducktv. I am joined by Lurkaderp Stats, Pitmuckle, who just gets to be crazier, and more of a memer as we go through life. But, you know, that happens.
If I could ask Pimp a question, I just want to know what it's like observing Canada Cup during a time of day where you're actually awake.
Awake, yeah. Oh, he went AFK.
He's not here.
He did the same thing to me earlier, dude.
No, that's not. He's actually asleep right now. He's still on European messed up time zones and just falls asleep sometimes. It's a top tier production over here at moonducktv.
There would probably be a lot of T-Tours if that was the case, dear Lord. People would be upset. Oh, man, would they be mad? But, oh well.
It'll be all right.
Yeah, that'll be fine. People will be able to just buy the ticket and just watch the game, which is fine, too. With me today, of course, is you, Purge. And how you doing after that first game? Excited? Happy?
First game was pretty cool. It was interesting to see the nuance of the players and how they got a lot of value out of their hero. Like, again, Bulba's net worth wasn't super high, and his KDA didn't look very good. But his value in that game was extremely high. He set up a lot of kills. He did tons of damage. He did a lot of stun setups. He put himself in danger, but not so much that he always controlled the danger that he was in, and it created a lot of situations where they could get kills on Shazam and finally snowball some advantage. So I think DC played that last game very, very well.
I would agree. I think they could have had even a better start too, because they missed out on 4 or 5 kills. We talked about that obviously, and they just barely couldn't get those kills. Whether it was a creep sitting on top of the Sunstrike hero, whether it was the tether coming through with the IO and the Maldic not doing just enough damage to bring him down. There's a lot of kills they could have gotten. They didn't quite get. So we'll wait and see if they can have a better start than last game. And if that's the case, will that lead them into game number 2 victory, and will they move on? I do want to say that they will be playing up against Infamous, which is Team X Unknown, in the lower bracket round 3, which is the lower bracket semifinal, actually, which is very interesting. So I'm looking forward to that. The other series that is going on pretty soon on February the 4th will be the Elite Wolves versus Complexity, and that should be pretty good as well. And then, of course, we have the losers bracket final and winner bracket final, or rather grand finals after that. And so there's only a couple games left actually here, but still a lot of good Dota to come here, Purge.
Very slow picks this game so far. The banning stage, Shazam focused on the early game. Well, I think the enchant ban was a bit more towards Bulba personally, because that's one of his better heroes right now. And the enchant ban obviously targeting AUI and his ability to get value out of that hero and create pressure on the map. Like, the enchant creeps alone helped them win the mid lane. That was originally a dual lane. They got a lot of value out of that, and it would have been a very much more shut down invoker if it wasn't for Chen being in the game. So we'll see how Digital Chaos reacts to that now, and if maybe AOI will go more of his split push playstyle that he gets out of something like Shadow Shaman, or something else. But Faces Void will be the first pick. That'll be an offlane Faces Void most likely, and Iron Talon, lots of jungling, and transitioning into a teamfight build is what we will see out of him.
It's so hard to deal with this hero, though, and I think that's one of the reasons people pick him, because Time Walk is so good. What do you have to do to bring this hero down in lane? Like, what do you have to do to be able to kill this guy?
Stuns are really good. Silences are pretty good as well. But generally just good chase, and some slows can really help as well, because after he time walks, he can still be he might still be slowed. Damage over time stuff is all right, but generally just lots of chain stuns are really good. Venge is fantastic because if anybody gets Chronosphere, you can always swap them out or something like that, or stun into it. Good options. Tidehunter will be picked. I don't really see this as an amazing counter right at the start, but it does give Shazam some team fight to start off the draft. So kind of weird to see Tidehunter pick so early in the draft, but it does cover their bases a little bit there.
Yeah, that is strange to me too, because it's not a hero that is going to get banned, right? I mean, it's not going to get taken out, at least, very often. So I don't know. This is a little strange to me, and I'm not really sold on Tidehunter either. I think it's a good hero. Very tanky, good as a frontliner, obviously. Gives you some decent armor reduction. Obviously, Ravage is very strong too, but I don't know. And now the Digital Chaos will go with a Death Prophet, which I think UR values very highly as a hero, and not just him, but Ritsu does as well. So it's interesting, and How do you feel about the Death Prophet second pick here?
I really like it. It's a very good hero for UR. It's very survivable. Chronosphere complements her very well because if you initiate, it buys her enough time to do a bunch of damage, and not to mention do the silence after the Chronosphere. I think it's great. Very solid hero. She has to worry about ganks a little bit, and Venge is a very good support for dealing with Death Prophet, not only because of high nuke damage, but also because of the minus armor and damage amplification is a really good way to take care of a hero that has high HP. So I like Venge in this case. It works against everything DC has. Tidehunter's not amazing against Death Prophet, but it's all right. So we'll see how Shazam drafts the rest of the lineup. They still need a very good mid hero, obviously. TA would have been pretty good, very good minus armor to beat down Death Prophet. I think Shazam will go for a bit of a minus armor draft. I'm only saying this because Digital Chaos revealed that to me by banning out TA. But they've already got minus armor on Tide. They've got minus armor on Venge. They may just continue with something along that line and continue doing minus armor to deal with that high HP healing Death Prophet.
It's a very targeted ban as well because CCNC, if you look at his Dota buff over the past, couple of days, couple of weeks actually, a lot of OD, a lot of Templar Assassin, a little bit of Invoker here and there. And other than that, it's like Weaver, Jug, a couple of other heroes like Zeus, and that's really about it. That's all I really see from him. So like the first time I've actually went to a Dota buff and looked at somebody, but that's just because I'm interested in CCNC and his playstyle. I do like the fact, like you talked about, they have Avenge against Death Prophet. We've seen a lot of roaming heroes do really against Death Prophet and shut her down completely early on in the game. There's a chance that happens again, as long as DC maybe don't keep the Death Prophet safe. They get roamed on. They don't give her the vision. Obviously, Spirit Siphon can stop that to a certain extent. It's a very good lane dominating ability as well. We'll wait and see how that's going to go, but well, the bands, like you said, is a very slow draft. Like, we're barely through the second band phase here, and it's been like, what, 5 minutes maybe? I have no idea.
Yeah, Digital Chaos has lost a lot of their extra time. Ancient Apparition's pretty good against Death Prophet as well, because it prevents her from Spirit Siphoning. And if they initiate with a stun, they will throw everything on that hero. If they can kill Death Prophet right at the start, it's really good for them. So a little bit easier. Rather than picking a defensive support, they can just ban out AA and then try to deal with that in different ways.
Ancient Apparition take out of the pool. Last ban for Shazam will be Oracle, which is very good. Keep the Death Prophet alive with False Promise. She can heal back up with her spirits, potentially. Or just use Spirit Siphon, which is also very good. And just in general, very good hero, even with Faceless Void as well. So Oracle also very dangerous. And Digital Chaos have played it a lot with 1437, obviously, but he's not here. So that will not be available. Shazam will have their next pick. Again, they need a support mid laner and safe laner. So a lot of picks here still to go. And like you said, minus armor could be a thing. Maybe we'll see that Weaver played in the safe lane role. There are a lot of other minus armor heroes, though, as well. Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, I was thinking Shadow Fiend originally when I said it, but I don't know if it's amazing versus DP in the mid lane. I would say it's probably bad. I guess Weaver works as well, but Weaver against Faceless Void and Death Prophet is not a good matchup because either Silence or Chronosphere is going to ruin your day. So either of those I don't think works very well. Maybe something like a Dazzle support is a possibility. Maybe they just take the minus armor they have and start going for physical damage. Something like a Juggernaut might be all right. Not amazing because both Chronosphere and Yules kind of counter him. Kind of a weird situation for Shazam to be in. The TA really would have been a very solid pick just for focusing down high HP targets.
It's just such a common ban, though, I feel like, especially when if you scout somebody like CCNC, like it's a lot of TA on this Dota buff, I'll tell you. So, but there are other options, obviously, we've talked about. And he could also play carry from what I understand, but I don't want to get too deep into the Dota buff here. So 7 seconds left of reserve time. Both teams at less than 20 seconds. And it will be Zeus, which I talked about. I touched on a little bit. So he just wants to be able to go even, maybe get a little bit extra CS and do a lot of damage in the mid game. There's a lot of team fight here for Shazam.
Yeah, they have tons of damage there too. If during the Chronosphere, Faces Void's a little bit weak in there. Obviously, he can time walk off Zeus attacks, but I mean, Lightning Bolt does the same cooldown as his time walk does. So in some ways, if he gets stunned at all, Zeus can just burst him down in some cases. So it's going to be a little bit scary for Faceless Void to be played here. It also is kind of nice that Shazam's just diversifying their damage a bit. It's going to be a little bit harder for DC to build against it. They're going to need HP, they're going to need some armor, and they're going to need some magic immunity at some stage. So Death Prophet's going to be a little bit less survivable due to this. I wouldn't say that Zeus is in any way good against Death Prophet mid, but hopefully for him, he can just passively farm and not get ganked.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. And now the Disruptor comes out, and he's pretty good at roaming to a certain extent, helping with the Death Prophet getting some kills. And just in team fights as well, very good. Silencing up the Tidehunter with the Static Storm is also pretty nice ability. And you just drop that right on the Static Storm, or right on the, Chronosphere, which I think is fine too. Very underutilized hero. You will probably be playing this because it doesn't really feel like an AUI 2000 hero. I'm sure he can play it, but
Yeah, he played it in Captain's Draft the other day, and he played very well, actually. He had a very solid KDA. His cosmetics were pretty solid, too, so I'm going to give him a overall B+ on his performance.
Somebody else was talking to me about Disruptor Cosmetics. It was like my brother or something.
There's
like,
so many.
Yeah, there's a lot.
But it's cool, though. At least it has like 2 legs instead of the typical 4. There's like so many 4-legged animals that are maybe too many 4-legged animals. People went crazy on Luna and Mirana mounts. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, there's some real crazy Luna mounts. And I love Luna.
And
but
I'm not saying that I dislike them. I'm just saying there's so many of them. It's like you can't even keep track of how many mounts there are for those 2 heroes.
When the first couple ones came out, I was like, "This is so cool!" Like the owl one from Mirana, and then I'm just like, "Okay, that's enough of that. I don't need to see like 5,000 more of these."
If only every Dota character could ride a mount, then it would just look like World of Warcraft all the time.
Yeah, that's true. But would you really want to see Faces Void at a
No,
mount?
definitely not.
Like that's some lore breaking stuff right there, if you will.
Bane pick's a little interesting. Does give them some early laning stage advantage. They can do stuff like Bolt, Death Prophet, Sleeper, and then after a couple more seconds of cooldown, they can Bolt her again, potentially burst her in there. You can also sleep whoever gets chronoed, so Bane kind of covers them as well in a second way for survivability. That part's kind of cool. But with Razor in the game, I think Razor's a great pick here. He doesn't necessarily burst anybody down, but you don't really want that against Tidehunter. You'd prefer a hero that is just going to stay alive and is going to continue to do damage. So I feel like Razor's a pretty solid pick here. It's also going to be, it's very good against Zeus, because every time Zeus casts on Razor, he's going to eat an unstable current, the passive that slows him in terms of movement and attack speed. So Razor's a great pick against Zeus. I guess he'll probably go BKB, may not, might just go, yeah, he kind of has to, because Static Field would do too much damage otherwise. But Razor's a good pick here. I like it a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of magical damage coming out. Shazam have that in spades. I think this Bane Vengeful Spirit support combo is pretty damn good. I like the choice. You could Phoenix Grip the Void outside of Chronosphere if he throws up that Chrono. Oh god, they go for Morphling too. Dear lord, this hero has seen a resurgence back into the meta, and not in that dumb off-lane role where he just stuns people for 5 freaking seconds. No, as a carry, and a very strong one at that, I think. I'm very I like this choice a lot for Shazam.
Yeah, it's a good carry to deal with a Razor. Razor's not a hero. Razor's lacking disables basically, so Morphling can get away from that. Also, if he gets Chronosphered, he can morph as long as he starts to morph before, I believe. Maybe afterwards. And Death Prophet's alright versus Morphling because you can silence Morphling, but as a whole, Morph, once you get something like Linken's, that like DC has some options, but Morphling is also very good against them. So it's a fairly neutral carry in this matchup here, and it's also going to contribute nicely because the carry doesn't have that much team fight, and that's easily going to be covered by Zeus Tidehunter, Bane, and Venge. So I think it's a good pick here. It'll be pretty survivable. The Earth Spirit pick's going to make it a little harder since there is going to be an extra silence coming out. And the first time I've seen AUI play Earth Spirit, so excited to see this.
Yeah, I'm very excited as well. Now let me ask you, who do you favor? The common question in this draft.
I think I like DC's draft a little bit better. I think Death Prophet, they have like three really strong cores: Death Prophet, Razor, and Faces Void. As the game goes late as well, it also gives them more opportunities. Like they've got Glimpse ganks, they've got Chronosphere.
Oh god.
Ooh, the Buryu Flame.
Savage. Dear lord. God.
You know what? I think I was in that game. I'm trying to remember what hero Buryu was. No, I think he was playing like Death Prophet and he had bought like Sanjin Yasha or something really dumb and we lost, and MSS was really salty about it, which was pretty funny.
Yeah, Reef doesn't really get that angry, which is kind of funny. It's even more funny if you know him. He just get angry when he plays Dota, I suppose, but not anything else.
It's pretty cool by AUI here. Did a fast TP to lane, put an Observer Ward to block down the camp. And he did this instantly. And the only reason he could get there so fast is because of Rolling Boulder. So he uses 2 Stone Remnants for that, and I think 2 Rolling Boulders. And ultimately he gets it blocked with a ward rather than a sentry.
So he used one to get there and then one to get away, right? Is that
yeah, as soon as he TP'd to a tower, he used a Rolling Boulder. We might even find evidence somewhere. It was probably mid. Yeah, all these trees are here. I don't know if he went directly instantly, but his mana was pretty full. He might have used it twice, probably did. 16-second cooldown. No problem. So, but that's blocked. It's basically gonna. Oh man, Brax found it.
Wow, that is impressive. Did he see it? There's a good chance they might have. It's daytime.
You know, I think what he did was, I mean, Brex is a very smart player. He probably said like, okay, they didn't even try to block this. Every top team blocks this. They probably blocked it already, and they've got Earth Spirit. So that's pretty good. Like, pretty sick D ward there, and that gives him half of a level. That's equivalent to pretty much getting a bounty rune. Experience is a little bit more important in the off lane than gold is. So getting that fast, almost level 2, is a great start for his lane. Really nicely done by him.
That's very important. Very impressive, as you mentioned, and we'll have to wait and see. For Boba, he'll get off to not quite as good of a start. He'll get a decent creep block going. He's got 8 tangos. You can see Stan King is going to go ahead and block this camp. No, maybe, yeah, he's going to drop down a ward 2. Sits there just to block it long enough so Boba can't pull with the side camp. So he has to just leech experience. This is a strange... Does this look strange for you, this MSS head? It looks like he's not... He doesn't have all of his stuff on the Morphling. Maybe I'm crazy.
I don't know. Is this? This looks like a new set to me.
Yeah, it just
it's a mix of things. It's actually a mix of things. It looks real weird though.
No, I'm not sure I feel about it. I'm not one for sets, but this is kind of strange. Nonetheless, he should do just fine here in the safe lane, top lane. He should do just fine. Bilbo, of course, will get his Poorman shield, but Stan King will come in and try to zone out, and he can do some decent damage. And with a Nightmare into a waveform, there's a good chance that Bilbo can take a lot of harass, and if he gets low enough, they can kill him. But he does have his time lock. If he wants to use it to avoid some of this damage, he can. But right now, he's just tanking it for...
That was a lot of tanking. He does have 2 sets of tangos, though, so he's going to be regenning a lot here. AUI just checking to see where the Tidehunter is, but he actually just backed off. Currently being zoned quite well by Buryu, actually, so I think DC's pretty happy with this lane setup. Might be a gank coming mid, though.
Yeah, SVG looking for a magic missile. Can't quite get in range, but here comes the rolling boulder. Just misses on SVG. Now the magic missile hit up an AU at 2000. He might feed up first blood here, but no lightning bolt coming out from CCNC as he's only level 2. He's not skilled up yet. That was close. But no scar.
AUI has missed 2 rolling boulders now. Hasn't been very successful thus far on the Ember Spirit or the Earth Spirit, so
I feel like it's kind of hard though. That's kind of a hard ability
it is,
to hit.
Especially because everybody expects it now. The first couple times you see it, they would hit their stun reliably, but people don't quite expect, or they expect it now. So just running a little bit side to side means it's less likely to hit.
Well, but we'll go ahead and time walk away in top lane, and just avoid some of that damage now with a 4-man shield and 5 tangos. CNC will clarity up and have his bottle regen up as well, as he is 12 last hits, 13 for Yawar, so very even lane so far. AUI 2000 setting it for a gank, but CNC, he can see it now. He sees AUI 2000, and so looks like he'll just back away. As Bulba is headed to the side camp, and where is the Tidehunter? It looks like he's just gone to the jungle. He's level 2. I think he's ahead of Bulba, but that's only... Nope, actually, Bulba's level 3. So even with that early D ward, he's not quite doing that well.
Yeah, they've been doing a really good job zoning both offlaners on both teams. So I'm a little surprised they didn't just go the Synderen route, buy Iron Talon, and just start jungling, because you can actually farm quite rapidly that way. It's a little reliant on your opponents not blocking your camp, but I mean, Brex got that.
Both of them, or for...
Yeah, both of them could have done it. They both could have started with an Iron Talon. They could have just jungled that large camp endlessly and gotten farm a little bit faster. I guess
he's got it now, though.
Yeah, he does have it now, but you know, you can have this very early on and like very much towards the start of the game. So just a little surprised to see it a little bit later.
And Bulba is actually going to, because he doesn't have his Iron Talon yet, Brax is going to get ahead in terms of off. I mean, it's not the base. It's not like you're often like, you need to be ahead of the other offlaners. It's not always that true. But yeah. It always helps, I think, to a certain extent. So he's getting a good start. Rolling Boulder, or no, it's Boulder Smash mid. Actually, AUI 2000 missed both abilities. These CNC seem to know this was coming. AUI 2000 is not having a lot of success with this Earth Spirit right now. I will agree with that.
Yeah, it's a little surprising. Normally performs extremely well in any hero, but maybe it's just not quite ready for their Spirit. We'll see how it performs later. I mean, it just comes down to boulders. They don't even have a high ground ward mid, so that would be the bigger thing that's going to spot them out, but not the case.
The CNC continues to get close to his arcane, or not that it's, his arcane modes. He'll find an arcane rune, which is very good for this hero. That's going to be really nice.
Yeah, that's amazing. He went for 2 points in Arc Lightning just to last hit a little bit better. The Arcane Rune's going to do a lot for that. We'll see if he abuses it right now. Looks like he might just save it.
Gonna clarity up and maybe wait until he has lower mana and then go to work there. Yawar will find the bounty rune. He's actually doing a little bit better in terms of last hits. He's gonna start trying to deny, and he's doing an okay job of it. Obviously, level 2 Arc Lightning, like you talked about. Down bottom, though, SVG getting caught out. There's the Rolling Boulder, and there is your first blood for AUI 2000, which will get him some very much needed farm, but not experience.
Did he land an ability?
He did.
Nice, man.
Yeah, Very proud of him. UR's going to get caught. Lightning Bolt. Now he drops the Spirit Siphon. Look at that damage, and Bulba jumps in. Time dilation slows up onto Stand King. One more right click. No, he needs two, and he can't quite get that kill. CCNC getting slowed down as well. Another TP coming through. That'll be from Biryu. He's got Glimpse back, level 2. He doesn't have vision, though, and Biryu has to back away. They don't have vision on that high ground. Bulba's low. Kinetic Field will fly. Another Lightning Bolt will get the kill, but the Spirit Siphon will fly through. There's going to be the usage of the Crypt Swarm, and he's got it up for 3 seconds. Another glimpse back in. Time walk forward. There's the kill for UR. He stayed a little too long, and they will punish him for it.
Really good attempt by both teams there to get kills, but Zeus definitely overextended.
Oh, Boulder Smash. Rolling Boulder onto bottom. SVG gets off the Magic Missile, but look at that damage being stolen and sapped away. AUI taking tower hits, and he will fall to it. Will TC go down? MSS does not have the adaptive trick. He can wait for him, and Gush isn't there. And so a rotation coming out from MSS just to secure that kill onto Earthspirit, who died anyways.
Yeah, overall decent for DC. Getting some advantage there. A couple more kills. If you look at the fight recap, it's pretty much equal there. Both Venge as well as Morphling got a bit of gold in response, but it's really about the experience more than anything. They got twice the experience gain on DC. In terms of supports, Disruptor is level 4, Vengeful Spirit's level 3 off of that gank. Bane is level 3, and AOI is level 3. So their supports are pretty equal. In terms of offlane roles, Faces Void's 4, and Tide got 5 off of that. So it's decent for Shazam right now. I think they're going to be okay with where they're at.
Yeah, this has been okay for both teams. I think there's been a little bit of a small advantage going DC's way, but it is only a couple hundred gold. UR had a great start. He's up to 35 last hits. He'll find himself boots, a wand, and a bottle, but that is it for I think for now. He does have traits coming out too, but that's it. That's all he's got going his way. Where is Bulba, though? He's heading back home now with an Iron Talon in tow. He is, I think, one level behind Brax, and Brax has boots. Bulba does not, so that's the advantage going the Tidehunter's way. AUI will get some room top to get some solo experience and get up to that level 6, which is a very important level for an Earth Spirit, so we'll see if he can get to that. And then, of course, down bottom, TC is getting free farm. But so is MSS top lane.
Yeah, he did waste a little bit of time by TPing bottom. That was one mistake he made, but... Gonna sleep him? Okay.
Yeah, this should be a kill. I think he could roll in.
I don't know, man.
TP coming in, Brain Sap's flying through. MSS thought about it. Cancel TP as UR is actually getting caught mid. SVG came through, threw up the Magic Missile, and he actually... UR was TPing, I think, underneath like that tower, close to it. SVG's gonna push him all the way back, but look at this! He pops the Exorcism of the Spirit Siphon as well, and he will fall. The Boulder Smash will miss, but it doesn't matter. UR, it's a free kill by just abusing the high ground. That was really nice play.
Yeah, I mean, Venge definitely can zone very well for support, even against an over-leveled hero, but, man, if he pops his ultimate, that's just too scary. Even with Siphon Soul, it's very dangerous, so it's just a little bit overconfident by SVG, and that's a death that shouldn't happen from a support. You can't give the enemy mid player just super gimmies like that.
And that gets him up to 1,200 gold and a little bit of pressure. Boulder Smash out of CCNC, Spirit Siphon, rolling Boulder, he stayed there for some reason, and will fall to a Crypt Swarm. No! 18 HP, UR can't find this kill anymore. The Crypt Swarm will just miss, but he'll hit onto Stand King and CCNC. He will salve up. That should have been a kill. The Zeus ult will find AUI 2000 as well, who stayed again a bit too long and took a bit too much damage. He will fall in the end.
Yeah, he removed the Nightmare from Death Prophet to try to allow him to get the kill, but he just couldn't quite find it, so... good try from AUI, but they just don't get the kill. It was very close to him getting the Zeus, but the Nightmare came out just as he was casting Crypt Swarm.
Bit of a misplay coming out from AUI. Well, not really. I mean, they expected to get that kill, but it just wasn't in time. So it will delay him a little bit to getting that 6 and getting to his urn, but he's close. We'll see him probably roam on.
You definitely just said getting that 6. There's no way you didn't.
6. Get your mind out of the gutter, Kevin.
It's not the gutter, dude. You said the wrong word.
No, I said 6 for sure. I know what I said.
Okay.
I know what I said.
All right, sure.
Oh.
Disruptor level 5 now, so getting closer to his 6. Getting FS 6 for him would be really solid. I would probably immediately TP to the tier 2 mid, maybe grab a smoke and approach for a glimpse ulti kill on somebody like Zeus. That would be really good. He could also aim that gank on a hero like Morphling as well. Might be another good target. That one's going to be harder though, since Morph will be morphing the whole time. So I think it'd be a little easier and more straightforward to go for the Zeus kill.
He's not going to get his 6 because he's about to get ganked by SVG. Unless he can get off a great kinetic field and glimpse. There's really no way he survives this. Let me just backstroke on my way to getting this kill on this Disruptor and this Raptor.
Yeah. Brex's ability to taunt has been pretty good here. He uses it a lot.
He's done it every time I've had my camera on him.
A new feature of his play. It's like, if I'm not doing anything, press the taunt button.
Yeah, that's.
I wonder if it's on like a super important button, like left click on his mouse or something. He's like, taunting is my life now.
That would be so ridiculous. Oh god, that'd actually be hilarious. It's like it's on his mouse buttons. It's on one of the mouse buttons somewhere. I would be so down. Well, we'll wait and see if he gets off a good Ravage with a taunt, because that's really... Sure, you get off a good Ravage, but if you don't taunt, then it's all lost. He'll take some damage from the plasma field and lose a lot of damage as well, but more rotations coming. They're kind of encroaching on CC down bottom. They have the Aether Lens now picked up for CC&C, but up at the top lane, it's that creep cut and the Exorcism coming through, and this should be their tower.
Level 6 stuff for Disruptor. Can try to set up for a kill, but again, there's a lot of heroes that are hard to kill.
Yeah. DC. See you later, bud. Brain sap. Might try to deny himself. Wave of Tear. Come on, Roche. Nope. So, see you later. Good try, though.
Nicely done by Zeus. Guarantees a kill. He gets experience as well, so... And a kill on the core.
Yeah, big kill, as TC is second in net worth. And now, eclipsing him is the Morphling, who has Threads, 1,700 gold, and the Aquila. And like you talked about, Lincoln Sphere should be one of the, if not the first item. We'll wait and see if that's the case. But
he just like has to, man. Like the glimpse that Morphling would have to deal with is just too heavy. Like silences are the bane of Morphling. Keeping him in the same area for 5 seconds doing magic damage is really dangerous. Not to mention that it can lead up into other silences. So it makes it harder to position yourself on Morphling if you don't go for an item like Lincoln's.
You predicted correctly. TP tier 2, get a couple of heroes, smoke up, you have level 600 Disruptor. Time to find a kill. And they have good vision to do it too. They see Brax, and guess what? He's doing that backstroke again. He's going to run right into the entire enemy team. Chrono, Time Dilation, Thunderstrike, Static Link, Static Storm. Lots of static. Static everywhere. Lightning, essentially, in a nutshell, will kill Brax. And another static ability is the Blink, or rather, Glimpse Backs. There's the push and pull. Beautifully done from AUI 2000, and it provides a double kill for TEC. Really good play from BRU, and this will transition them into another tier 1 tower, the last of the game for Shazam. Nice stuff, nice stuff.
This is such a good gank, man. Like, the fact that it was Disruptor plus Void, that alone is a lot of damage. They put a carry on top of that to guarantee that they got kills. And they put War mid to make it seem like nothing was happening. Just dedicate 3 people to it. Any person you find, you kill. And then if anybody else is in the area, you glimpse them back because you don't need to use glimpse due to the Chronosphere. So they get an easy double kill out of that smoke. Really, really efficient gank, really efficient movement, and it puts Shazam on the back foot. They lose a tier 1 tower mid, and now they can't defend their jungle as easily, and they can't defend their mid heroes as easily.
The game gets harder for MSS because of it. You can see top lane. Look how much damage he takes from just the time lapse. He'll drop up that remnant, or rather the replicate, and he'll bring it with him along the way. And it really is going to come down to, I think, some good team fight initiations and a farmed MSS. Right now, they're behind by 4,000, which might not seem like a lot, but at this point in time, it is. MS will wait for him. He'll try to do some damage before replicating out, and he actually might have to TP home, and he will, which will, again, stifle his farm a little bit, but... so far, pretty good plays from DC. You talked about it. You thought there was an advantage in their draft. They're sort of executing it to a certain extent, and they're getting ahead right now. Yeah,
they definitely are. Shazam's trying to catch up here. The Vengeful Spirit isn't even 6 yet, so he's having some trouble setting up ganks or getting solo experience for himself. Tidehunter doesn't have his Blink Dagger yet. He's been a little bit delayed despite having a high level. And the cores on DC are just a lot more threatening in terms of a gank perspective. Like, Death Prophet, Razor, or Void, any of those heroes in combination with the sports means dead heroes. But Morphling, for example, is just a bit limited. He basically has a waveform and some, like, okay auto attacks, but they're a little weak right now. So the cores can do more on DC, and that gives them more options, and Shazam's got to struggle a little bit here to try to get what they can for kills.
I mean, it is going to be troublesome until later on in the game when MSS starts hitting for more than just a little bit, you know, decent right clicks. He will have better right clicks later on down the road with his Lincoln Sphere, and then the next item on top of that, whether that is a who knows what shotgun, Manta style.
Yeah, and exactly that's the problem, is that Morphling usually needs like 2 items to be fairly strong from a carry perspective. 1 item doesn't really suit him very much.
Yep.
You know, he actually does need a lot of farm for him to be useful. It relies a lot on your teammates to set kills up for you, or to tank damage while allowing you to steal the kill with waveform.
They will smoke, they will head bottom, and AUI 2000, if he doesn't get in this tree line right now, he's going to get caught. And he sees it, and he's going to get further into the tree line, and this gank will probably not accomplish anything. Oh, that was not the play. maybe he will get out. Somehow he's not going to get punished for that. Emerson saw that boulder just fly right across the screen, right? Like,
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, but they don't want to go for an Earth Spirit and break their smoke on a hero that could be anywhere in the trees and could easily escape. It's just not worth it to put your pressure on that. They've got great wards down in enemy jungle, but they just don't see anybody on DC, and that's because DC is farming in the enemy jungle. And this is a very common thing to do. You take the tier 1 tower and then you farm their jungle instead, put wards down, because it's less common for a team to ward their own jungle as it is for you to ward your enemy jungle. And the reason that people do that, if you guys are wondering, is just because you have more gank options. Like, it's rare, it's a guaranteed thing in most cases that your opponents are going to be in their jungle. So it's a bit safer to put wards there in a lot of cases. You can choose when your fights are, and you don't protect something that isn't important in some ways.
yeah, but there's other instances where you put, it depends on what's happening in the game. If you put something, you know, defensively or offensively, like you talked about, having better gank options. But if you want to cover your own side of the map just to make sure you're not getting ganked, like, this is really an instance for a ward anywhere on the map, if you get what I'm saying. I'm not sure that you do.
Yeah, I mean, they can definitely put them anywhere, and it does provide some advantage, but... Well, are they going to get this glimpse? They're pretty close. Oh, they didn't get it.
No, not quite. Not quite enough there.
You know, Disruptor's just such a good anti-morphling here, actually. You can glimpse the morphling illusion, it just one-shots it. That's an illusion that actually takes 100% damage, aka normal damage. So, Disruptor's just all-around very good against morphling.
On top of that, Morphling's not really great at stopping a push coming in from a Death Prophet, too. And now Uar has the Yules, which is pretty insane. So you could Yules him, this is before he has the Lincoln Sphere, silence him on the way down. Good luck, well, he might be able to get Morph off, it's pretty quickly cast, but still, there's a good chance that's going to provide a kill or two. And they should get the tower, maybe not. You can see Shazam want to run at this. Yeah, that stopped them. They're looking for Ravage, glimpse in, glimpse back, or blink in, glimpse back. And Biryu might survive this. They cannot catch him. And they will not get the tower, but still, keeping him alive is, I think, pretty important, too.
Well, that was pretty good for DC. I mean, I guess they didn't get the tower, and their ultimates are now down, but Shazam will go around and turn and fight with us, if they can, because they know the Exorcism is down for 100 seconds, so...
I don't know. They should be wary of Chrono and Static Swarm.
What a boulder. Oh
and Magnetize. Yeah, that boulder was insane. They have to back now, I think.
Nah, they can still pressure a little bit. It's not over yet.
Alright, that's fair. Yeah, I spoke too soon. I don't know. If they could have maybe gone on that, but TC wants to push this SNY. He's got it now. They could still fight this.
If Bobo was there, they definitely could have. They could have chronoed the like 3 heroes with that really good boulder smash.
Now they have to back. He replicated away.
Basically, both teams just pressure a little bit, and then when things get scary and they know that a lot of heroes are probably there, they back off. It's just safer that way, because if you just like death push for like 2 minutes, you know that at some point there's gonna be 5 heroes there, right? If you death push for like 15 seconds, they've got to react, they've got to TP, then they're gonna engage. So if you just do a little bit of pushing and then you back up right away, you're gonna do damage to the tower. You're gonna get slight advantage there. You don't get the tower, but you can't be super greedy there, especially because Shazam knows that they could just lose the team fight. If they lose the team fight at this stage in the game can kind of just get out of control. Yeah,
the Exorcism can... Not even just the Exorcism, too. They have plenty of damage with their heroes. PC doesn't have an Aghanim Scepter yet, but when he does, then this game gets kind of crazy. Bulba has his Vlads now. He'll work on... Oh, he might get caught. He has to actually time walk away and just make sure he mitigates all that Zeus Ult damage, and he will. So Zeus Ult used for scouting, which is interesting. Now that's down. And Exorcism is back at 10. So they might want to go for this.
Yeah, they'll push now. Zeus Ult isn't a massive amount of damage at the stage. It's pretty good. It's 350 to everybody, but it isn't going to be the end-all and be-all of their damage. So they'll take the tier 2 tower at least. I don't really see them going high ground with this. They maybe can, because Morphling doesn't quite yet have...
They could try Roche. Do you think they'll try Roche? They're kind of heading in that direction now. I don't think so.
Depends on ward vision. They have no wards over there, so if they have wards on their heroes, which they only have 1 on Disruptor, it's a little scary to do. They don't have very many sentries either.
He put it there.
Because if they don't check for observer wards and stuff, then they know that Shazam knows that they're there, and then they have to worry about them showing up. So Roche is really more of a vision battle. Sometimes it's more straightforward when you kill enemy heroes, but the wards are a really big aspect of it. Most teams that are playing smart are not going to be willing to go for Roche if they don't know that they have vision.
Yeah. Well, they did drop that 1 ward, but that's not nearly enough. Make sure vision up here pretty soon. They have some wards coming out, or... No. Do they have... Are they on cooldown or something? Yep. For 24 seconds. Oh, they will go for Roche, though. Exorcism is popped. I heard it in my headphones a little bit further away, and there it is. Bulba's going to be in the pit, tanking things up. Time Walk, he's got his Vlads. And currently, Shazam are not really in a position to contest this. There's no smoke. They're not heading over there. There's no vision for them. This will be a free Roche for DC, I imagine.
Yeah, it looks like it. The real question is, does Shazam know the ultimate was used? And I don't think they do. And because of that, they may not go aggressive. But there aren't that many heroes on the map. Morphling currently still pushing. And with his Lincolns now, he can be a little more greedy.
That's true.
So it's a pretty... okay, I assume that's supposed to be 23.56 for average. Because if the fastest is 18.55, the average is obviously not lower than that.
We've got some issues there. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Confirmed. Alright, so the average is... So basically it's a slightly fast Lincolns. Usually it's about 23 minutes. He's got it at 19 minutes. And the fastest ever was like 18 something.
Yes.
So he's doing okay. Not bad at all. And it was like a pretty good win ratio, like 15 and 5 or something like that. Yeah. So, okay, so he's a little bit...
13.
Oh, I see. It was the other way around. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense. You just got a shitload of kills or something and then bought a Lincoln super fast. And 16 and 9, okay. So it's not an amazing win-loss, but it's pretty good. So he's just slightly behind, but still doing fine.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a... And again, it comes down to this. Like, Shazam have really good teamfight ultimates and really good abilities. They haven't used them because they don't have that hero, that Morphling is not quite up to snuff just yet. It was the same kind of thing with OD last game, sort of, to a certain extent. But, I don't know. They might think about fighting sooner rather than later. The thing is, though, Exorcism is about to be back up in 30 seconds. They have the Aegis up on the Death Prophet. But they're going to head bottom anyways. And it's not up yet. It's 25 seconds still. They seem to have an understanding that this is the case. Brax is Blink Ravage. He's going to walk in here. It is nighttime. There's no wards. TC's going to walk up. We'll see him. Blink Ravage will go. It'll hit onto 3. Zuso will fly. They kill the Razor immediately. The Chrono hits onto 4, but they don't have the damage. Death Prophet ulti is not up for 11 seconds, but Brax gets silent up. He's low. They'll find up a great boulder smash. They don't have Magnetize. They just used it. Yules will come out onto UR. He's got the haste up. Blink back. Will they be able to fight this Exorcism? He's got a Spirit Sight for the Courier. There's going to be the Crypt Storm. Another silence out of Brax. They get off the Static Storm, but it misses just barely. MSS. He's going to try to head down towards the bottom lane a little bit further. Now King is going to be getting chased down by the Exorcism. They completely miss on everybody. They are just looking for kills. They cannot find a single one other than Brax. And MSS will stop this creep wave from pushing in. Not a great fight for Digital Chaos.
I just can't believe Spirit Siphon works on couriers, dude. What the hell is that?
It's pure. It goes through match community. Dumb ability, but you know.
There's not a lot of abilities that work on couriers, and it's almost always ultimates. But anyways, very, very good Chronosphere from Bulba. With that said, though, the Ravage out of Brax was also amazing. It guaranteed the initial burst. They were able to kill the Razor right at the start of the fight. He just got blown up by all of the nukes coming out of Shazam. And it wasn't like they were ultimates or anything. Those were like 10, 15 second maximum cooldown abilities. So Shazam had a great start to the fight there, but if the haste on Death Prophet did everything. It allowed him to chase. They didn't lose that many heroes, but when there's a haste on a Death Prophet and you have just used a lot of your burst damage to kill one carry, it's a little scary to deal with him, especially because he had Aegis. They didn't want to commit to that, and they didn't have to, and as a result, they didn't lose too much there.
There's time dilation, but Bubble walks into his doom as they're all sitting back. Zusa will fly. AUI is low. The silence comes in. Swap out as well. They'll bring down 2 now as they've lost the Earth Spirit. The Spirit Siphon onto 2 heroes. Tucking them both off at the same time. That was impressive stuff. You are looking for a Yule's Hill find. That'll be onto the Bane. The silence is up on MSS. He doesn't have his morph, but he will not be able to participate in the fight as Brax and Stanking about to fall. Great Static Storm onto King, but they will get the kill on Nibiru with 3 for 3. MSS has got the Strength morph at the ready, and TC is low. Silence will come out. Can they bring him down? He's low, but not low enough. The Plasma Field, and he'll go down as the Ghost Scepter is popped. He was trying to stay alive and avoid that right click, but that is a crucial kill for Digital Chaos there.
Yeah, that fight was absolutely razor edge there. The ultimate from Buryu on the Disruptor guaranteed the kill on the fleeing hero, and they were barely able to keep the Morphling. The Morphling was very close to killing Razor. It was very, very close. He just needed like 2 right clicks and a waveform and he would have had a kill, but overstays the welcome just a little bit and the nuke takes him out. So Shazam loses the fight fairly clearly there. They didn't use the Aegis yet either, but Death Prophet's just doing whatever the heck she wants in these fights, man. She just runs around and casts her spells.
And the crazier thing is she's going to have an Octarine soon, which is super frightening for Shazam to deal with. And that ult cooldown, every cooldown, Crypt Swarm, Silence, which is very important in this game for MSS. Like, it's gonna get harder.
It's gonna be a 9-second cooldown on silence, and it's gonna last for 6 seconds. Like, how does Zeus deal with that? If he just gets silenced, it's not like he can just say, "Oh, whatever, I'm gonna Euls myself and go on fighting." He has to deal with it in another 9 seconds. That's very, very painful for him. Like, the fight for DC there didn't even start off very well. Boba jumped right into his death, and they still stomped it. That was very surprising.
Now, can you imagine what happens when they get a Chronosphere off, plus the Exorcism, which they have yet to do this game? That is crazy. And there is the Octarine Core done for Yawar. It is flying out with level 3 ultimate just up and running right now, which is pretty insane damage.
Yeah.
DC might get ganked top lane, though. He is going to get
Yawar's
caught
been playing really well.
MS is going to come through. Waveform will come. Right clicks. Zeus ult. He's pretty tanky. Adaptive Strike will get off his plasma field, but nonetheless dies as he doesn't have a stick. He didn't want to pop. Well, he did have stick charges, but he didn't want to pop it, nor his BKB. So good.
Yeah, he was gonna die there. Really fast grip there. Nicely done.
Blink Ravage. Brax onto 3. Lightning Bolt. They blow up Biryu. Yuar's in trouble as well. Spirit Siphon Silence is up. The Euls will come through. He needs some help right now. This might be a team wipe. Chronosphere comes out.
Working.
Beautifully done. Brax in trouble. MS has strength morphing here. Nobody's dead yet. The silence comes through. SVG about to fall. Brain Sap is there, but Yawar is still up and running. MSS full strength at this point. He'll go back to agility and try to head out. The silence will come through. CC&C will try to push this back. This is somehow turned okay. Now a trap is being set. DC, Yawar will use himself again. Spirit Siphon going to work. He's still low. Adaptive Strike flying through. Not dead. Will finally fall, and Bulba is on his own. And finally, Shazam get a good fight going their way.
The Witch finally died, man. That was incredible. Yawar played that fight amazing. Very fast spells, using himself at the perfect time. If you guys are wondering why he healed so much, it's the Octarine Core. Every 25% damage he does to heroes, he heals for that. So that counts for his Exorcism. The Ghost flying out counts for his Spirit Siphon, which heals him now for, what, 125% of the damage dealt. He did run out of those charges very rapidly, but he did a great job considering the situation he was put in there. He was basically more or less 1v3, 1v4 for almost all that fight, and he stayed alive forever.
It's really, the Ravage really set them up, and obviously the fact that TC was dead, that DC did not have everybody ready to go, and Shazam get a very, very, albeit lucky, very solid fight going their way, as now MSS has got his shotgun flying out to him now, just going to amplify a lot of his damage in terms of right-click and give him that, of course, beautiful shotgun blast coming in with the Ethereal Blade.
Dude, Bobo's Chronospheres have been very, very good so far. He got like 2 4-man Chronos. That was a 3-man Chrono. He did catch the Death Prophet in that, and she probably would have lived if she was slightly outside. She could have life sealed a bit more, but even still, his ability to land Chronos have been really incredible this game.
Yeah, there's been a lot of good ultimates from a lot of the heroes in this game. Biryu didn't get his off because he's so damn squishy. He dies almost immediately. It's going to be even harder as he gets shotgun blasted to get to be Ethereal Bladed. So this next fight is going to be coming in with Shazam looking for a Smoke of Deceit gank, and they're going to be consolidating down towards this jungle as TC might be the one to get caught here. Ravage is still on cooldown for 20, but they want to find at least a ward placement and maybe a complete backstab in a fight. But this should be a tier 2 falling.
They have Arcane Rune on Zeus as well, so if the fight goes in any way good, they should be able to overpower damage.
Gonna be close.
Tide set up.
Here's
3
the
seconds
pincer
Ravage.
maneuver. Ravage is ready to go. BKB's gonna fly. TC knows this is coming. He pops up beautifully. Chrono will hit onto CNC as well. SVG, there's gonna be the Magnetize as well, and Zeus has to use himself, but will still fall inevitably. He goes down to the boulder smash. Zeus ult does not get off. Yuar's in trouble. There's the Ravage. They will take him down, but MSS is going to have to morph strength at this point. The Iron Charge will fly. He'll replicate further away, and they might not be able to bring him down. Wicked Sphere will be popped, but still the fight goes in favor of Digital Chaos.
That was a pretty good fight for both teams, but the Chronosphere on the Zeus was pretty much everything. That's the big damage deal that Shazam needs to stay alive, but when you're doing backstabs like that, the game gets so scary because there's no retreat. The only way to retreat to your base is to run through the team. So if you just get chronoed like that and Razor gets in within melee range of you, there's nothing Zeus can do to stay alive. So maybe they should have had Zeus approach from the Tide side rather than the backside. That might have been a lot smarter.
How did TC know, is my question.
I
think he saw the Tide and he's just like, oh god. What?
He saw the Morphling on the left side because it was daytime. So he saw the Morphling in a weird position from the left and he got scared, which was the correct reaction. If you're pushing a tier 2 tower and you see a Morphling to the left side, they've obviously wrapped around you in some way. So he pops BKB and he goes in. If they would have initiated and maybe, I don't know, dealt with the Razor or locked him down for like 5 seconds at the start of the fight, they probably could have won that because the Chronosphere would have gone to the Zeus and the Zeus wouldn't have died afterwards. They needed the Razor there to guarantee that.
Yeah,
The what timed out? Okay.
Oh, so they saw them on the back, and so TC knew. Yeah, they took a long time with that smoke, to be fair. It was an impressive play nonetheless from TC to pop the BKB, I think, but, I mean, he knew what was happening. Roche is up now. MSS is in the pit, but they know this is happening. They have to be careful. Like, they should know this is happening. They have a ward there. They're going to wait for him out. The replicant walking through randomly.
You can't even do this.
System. There's no way, yeah.
He doesn't even have lifesteal. He needs it. They are building a Vlad's on the Venge. Very good item if you're playing Morphling because very high base stats. So Vlad's gives you percentage base damage increase. So he's going to be able to give Morphling something like 40 damage when he finishes his Vlad's.
Here goes the Exorcism. Haste Rune. Picked up by Biryu. Vengeful Spirit Replicate up for another 20 seconds or so. This will provide at least Shazam a bit of breathing room. It allows them to push this tier 2 tower, or at least the wave. But because of how quick this Roche falls, they can immediately get back to the tier 2 mid, which is what they're actually heading top. Instead, they've smoked up as well, which is a very interesting play. They want the Zeus, it looks like, and they're probably going to find it. The Rolling Boulder will come in, and CC is going to get maybe pushed back, but he gets the Yules off, but there's the Chronosphere. AUI gets caught in it. But this should be the kill. But on the backside, they found UR as well. He gets off the Yule's grip. There's a great Static Storm. They will bring down the Zeus, and here comes TC. MSS about to fall. Will he make it out in time? The Spirit Siphon, not enough. He's low. They'll lose Stand King still in the end. He actually gets the Glimmer Cape, but there's the Boulder Smash coming in from AUI 2000. And UR gets a double because Biryu comes in with a Aegis-saving Static Storm.
Yo, I was a little unlucky there for Shazam though. I kind of like their backstab on the backside of the fight, but Death Prophet's ultimate ran out just when they were going for the burst, and that basically just guaranteed that they didn't kill him. He went from like half HP to full HP in less than a second, Yules himself, and the fight's just completely over. It was a great Static Storm from Biryu, but even if that Static Storm was there, I think Death Prophet would have lived.
Yeah, especially with Spirit Siphon probably as well. There's a good chance she does live there, but it's not going to be even better for her as she has her BKB in less than roughly about 700 gold or so. So she's going to have that item pretty soon. They don't have Exorcism. They could have maybe threatened high ground, but everyone was going to respawn as well. But DC are slowly gaining an advantage, and they had one bad fight, which you can see here on the gold graph, that dipped them down in favor of Shazam. But then since then, they've won every fight. They've climbed back up to 7,500 net worth advantage, and MSS has almost died in a couple of these engagements, but he stayed alive. He's still getting farm. He's up to 2,600 now, and he's getting closer to that next item. But DC comes through. Shotgun Blast. Ethereal Blade does a lot of damage to him.
His escape that last fight was amazing, by the way. The E-Blade TP. Yeah. I thought he was absolutely screwed, but he kept himself alive. That was pretty crazy. Oh, maybe forcing the BKB.
Yeah.
That's a 9-second. Pretty good way to harass.
That is a nice force. He'll find his regen rune, and now they definitely can't push high ground. Not that they're going to. They have Aegis. Well, I thought they had Aegis. Apparently, no, it's on TC. All right, I'm crazy. I lost it. So, where do you go from here? Do you push during this Aegis for Digital Chaos? Do you wait for your next couple of items, wait for the next Roche?
Well, I think it's pretty clear DC doesn't 5-man all the time, and there will be some times when they're split pushing, and that's when you go for kills. It's going to take some smokes sometimes, or at least a gem to get some map control, and it's very difficult, because if you find Death Prophet, she's very difficult to kill. Razor can just BKB, Void can jump away, or Cronus for you, but you've got to go for kills, I think. It's the only way that they're going to... It's either that or the fights start perfectly, which is a Ravage into nukes and trying to burst 1 or 2 heroes down. So the fights need to start with a perfect Ravage before BKBs come out, or they will be losing fights.
Yeah, right now, no team really wants to commit to anything. They do pick up the Aghanim Scepter for Bulba, so that is going to be that great 5-second duration up until he gets level 16, which is very soon. This is the last smoke for about 10 minutes, by the way. They're going to head straight down mid for the time being, head towards the secret shop. They won't find anybody. It's not like they smoked on a ward, but Shazam knows that they're completely off the map, so they're playing a bit cautious, understandably so. Zeus will walk out. Boba was looking to blink in and find a Chrono, but great blink back from Zeus to avoid a Chronosphere death.
They have AC now and Razor, so that's going to be a Vlad's and an AC.
I think they're just going to go right now. Yep, here we go.
Might as well.
This tower will fall very quickly. And that is the glyph down. And now tipping back home is going to be Brax. Creep wave is done. See if it can get a defense here coming out of Shazam. It looks like this tier 3 will fall regardless. Brax is setting up for the backstab again. but he's going a long way. Meanwhile, there's a lot of damage being dealt to this Rax. Here comes Brax on the backside. Blink Ravage. Yawar gets the BKB off. There's the Spirit Siphon. TC's low, but he's got that Aegis jumping. Chronosphere and the Exorcism. They'll bring down one. SVG will get silenced up. They do take out the Aegis tanking on the backside. Here comes MSS. Wants to blow up TC. TC has popped his BKB. Stanking about to fall. No more Exorcism. They'll take down 2. They've got buyback on Brax. TC going to work. There's the Yules up as well. That'll be on to MSS. Gets the silence off. Can they bring him down? Great swap back. About to fall. Great E-Blade. Keeps him alive again. The Magnetized with the Strength Morph comes through. But they zone him out so effectively that this will be Iraq's going the way of Digital Chaos. Almost certainly. Great plays from DC.
Man, these fights are so close, but DC's just edging out. Great Ravage, but Yawar reacted in time, and that put the Tide in a bad spot. And then the Chronosphere caught them as they tried to get out of that bad position. So they weren't able to initiate with the Ravage and do the burst damage they needed. All they did was burn Aegis there.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You know, just getting that Aegis and not a kill on top of it, losing that Rax, losing 3 heroes. Again, MSS is barely squeaking out of these fights, but he's not getting kills. Sure, he's farming up in the meantime. He's finally picked up his BKB, and it is going to be a 10-second charge. He did not use it in the last fight because he didn't have it, I don't believe. But
if he did have it, the fight might have been very different, because once he got silenced, he had to be on the retreat. If he could just pop BKB and start fighting, much better scenario for him.
Yeah. These silences have destroyed him.
Yeah, he's actually an okay hero against Death Prophet. He does a lot of physical damage. He also has some burst when her BKB is not up. He can escape. The high armor is going to resist the physical damage that the ghosts are doing. But he needs Magic Immunity to do this, otherwise it's just too scary to deal with.
With Exorcism back up, they're going to head straight down mid, keep this pushed in, and maybe head bottom or top. They drew a line. This is what they drew. And want to head to the jungle and then wrap around and finish off the creep wave, but instead they're going to head bottom. Probably cut this creep wave and then get into the high ground here in a moment. DC, by the way, is going for an Aghanim Scepter, so they're going to be going for even more tower-based damage with this Assault Cuirass already in tow, which is very frightening. And Corona's back up too, and it's down that level 3 ultimate with a 6-second duration. They will have to defend top in the meantime.
It's like Razor's going Ags, a very common item build for him, especially because he's in a position right now where he's got magic immunity, lots of armor, decent mobility, just wants to tank up a little bit to make more value out of the BKB as well as the AC. And it's another item that lowers armor, so it's very, very good against heroes like Zeus, who are fairly squishy, and against Morphling as well, who has high armor.
Yeah, the thing is, it's going to be really hard to kill him now with his BKB and Lincoln Sphere. Those are the big 2 in terms of defensive items. And they actually are going to find a jump on him. There's the Gush. He'll pop the BKB. The Ethereal Blade is a little bit too late, but that will force out at least a charge. And all that costs is a jump in and a Gush, as well as an Ethereal Blade usage. But here we go.
Yeah, they'll be happy with that.
But it's an Invis for Faceless Void who's about to jump onto Brax.
Yeah,
more than likely.
I don't know if they have the damage here. I mean, Birdie shouldn't use this field that early. Okay,
it's going to be close. He'll be dead. Oh, he's got mech. He might actually be able to get out. The glimpse back in. There's the Thunderstrike going in. They're trying to... Oh, the Bash. You've got to be joking.
I think he was dead anyways.
They were trying to see if he was going to blink out, and Bulb was getting set for it, but then he just tried to TP, and that was the right play, and he might have lived had he not got bashed. Silence comes through. MS is going to have to pop the BKB. He gets Boulder Smash. There's the Magnetize. He has to BKB. And now he's going to have to head back home. Rolling Boulder will come through. AUI is trying to block his path out, and he'll wait for him up and TP away. And now his BKB is down. They may have to buy back on the Tide Hunter, as guess what you are is coming in with the rest of his team. There it is. Very, very interesting.
These little engagements are favoring DC. It costs them less resources to go for those kills, and man, the pressure they put on the Morphling is just very costly. He needs the BKB so much more than Razor does, because he's not as naturally tanky. He cares about his survivability a lot more. Razor can just throw his life away, you know? Every nuke that he takes, he reflects with unstable current. So he doesn't care if his BKB is down to 5 seconds. He just needs to stop like Ravage and maybe a little bit of burst damage at the start until they get control of the fight. Whereas Morphling needs that duration so badly. There's too many silences to deal with.
And his Axe is going to be up soon as well, which is going to provide even more utility for this Razor, who's already very, very farmed. It's becoming very difficult for Shazam to hang on. It feels like they're just losing, like you said, every small and every big battle too, to be fair. They've got the Veil up for the Earth Spirit now, and so when they do get off that Magnetize plus all of his combo, It's a lot of damage, and his axe is he's gonna have his axe too. Earth Spirit will have Stone Remnant very soon, or rather Enchant Remnant. MSS will find Disruptor though, so that's a kill that happened.
It's a really good item to have, the eggs on Earth Spirit when you have tanky cores that just need to stay alive. If he can just turn them into rocks, it's like a double Yules then for UR, and we saw how good the Yules was earlier defensively.
Yeah. That is true. That is I mean, well, if AUI 2000 lives, which he maybe will, probably through these fights. Without Biryu, he's dead for 50. He had his buyback penalty up, and he'll be dead for that period of time now. They're going to push bottom, so Shazam will get some room to breathe until this tier 3 push comes from UR. He's thinking about popping his Exorcism. There it is. Now they have to TP back. Absolutely. Veil's going to get popped up onto UR and TC, which is a bit frightening. So 2 Veils, 1 for each team. But we'll see. But here comes the push down bottom.
The damage is so high.
They actually have to TP home, I think. And they will, because they don't want MSS to get free damage.
He's doing like a Bolt Arc Lightning, and Yor loses half of his HP on Death Prophet. That's incredible.
Yor does not have a TP scroll, and he is getting chased by every hero in the game.
He's kind of easy to find. I think there's something trailing him here.
I don't know what that is, but there is something following him. No, he'll be okay. Gonna regen up from now. Might buy it. He did a lap around the side shop. It's like, I'll think about buying something. Nah, screw it. I'm just going to go back home.
What do you think he's buying here with this ultimate orb? Do you think it's like Hex or
Hex.
Scotty? Or?
It's going to be Hex.
I mean, it could be Linken's, as well.
No,
okay, it is going to be a Hex.
Okay.
Wasn't 100% sure. The Hex is very good against Morphling, though. Once the Linken's is gone, you can break it with a Spirit Siphon and then Hex them afterwards. It could lead to a kill. So BKB counter, basically. So kind of an interesting option. Probably better than Linken's. Just they have so many spells. I mean, they could break his Linken's with Chain Arc Lightning. You know, it's probably not worth having Linken's this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Oh, are they going to do Roche? Can they take this? Wave of Tear? Oh, do they know this is happening? They're going to Kinetic Field this. Yeah, they're going to Kinetic Field this. Will they get there in time? Absolutely. Come into my questions. Oh, yeah. They should see that. They have pinged him. They have vision. MS is about to take this, but they're going to let it go. He's going to get Aegis and cheese. It's too late. They're too late for the party. There it is.
Roshan has fallen to the die.
MSS will grab the Aegis. The cheese will go to somebody sitting in the pit currently. It is going to be picked up by Brax. And that gives them 5 minutes to work with. I don't know you push into that if you're DC. That's huge.
Yeah, that's a really big advantage. They're only down 1 rack, so this actually makes it look like things are going to be a bit even in the next team fight. Yep. The only thing that might be hard is Morphling getting value out of the Aegis, because he is on a little bit of a cooldown for some of his abilities, namely E-Blade is 20 seconds, so he's going to want to jump in and play very aggressively, but there is a chance that the supports will just get away from him. If they can do that, then it's going to limit the value of this Aegis here. I guess Disruptor is not very evasive, just Tranquil Boots, Drum, and a Cloak, so you can resist the magic damage, but you can't really stop it from hitting him with like a Force Staff or a Blink or a Glimmer Cape.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
They are pushing into this space anyways. I'm thinking about it. All of the waves are pushed out. There's no real concern. Mid is probably the most pushed out towards the river a little bit. Next creep wave's coming, and DC will back up and keep farming. And they probably will do that until they get rid of the Aegis. And MSS might get caught. Boulder Spanish comes through. He waveforms away, and he'll avoid it. He had to get up anyways, so he's fine. But this will push back in towards that mid lane, up into the tier 3, or lack thereof. We're going to wait a bit here, probably, for our next fight. There's some really good vision also coming out for Shazam. They had vision here. They had vision here when they were moving towards this area of the secret shop. They have a ward here, which is not that great. But still, they're in good positions with vision. No gem, by the way. Oh no, they have one. Stan King has one. Okay, just kidding. He's had that for a while too.
It's really, I feel like the gems have been a little bit limited this game and the last. Like we're 43 minutes in. I guess neither team has really been in a big enough lead to justify just outright buying it. Because sometimes buying the early gem is a little scary. It obviously gives you amazing map control, but if you lose it, then you're like, oh man, now my supports have no items. Rather than having like a Glimmer Cape in the mid game, they just have like Bracer and Tranquil Boots now because they spent all on a gem and lost it. So it can be scary to get. Octarine on Zeus now, so lower cooldowns on all of his abilities. 67.5 on Thunder God's Wrath. He can Lightning Bolt every 4.5 seconds. he's really going to be dealing the damage now. And with the Aether Lens on top of that, he should be able to sit pretty far back. Glimpse coming.
They're going to have the Static Storm. Brax will get caught out. Does he have buyback? He does. No, it's down for a minute and 5 seconds. SVG hexed up as well. Exorcism, Spirit Siphon. He's got Magic Missile. Can he get swapped out? No. They lose 2, and this will mean Rax will fall, but they do take down. He's it for 83. The Shotgun Blast. TC going to work on Stand King, but look at the damage MSS is dealing. Magnetize will fly through. There's the Zeusol coming out. They've lost 2. They might lose a 3rd. Biryu will fall, and so will AUI. MSS has just owned this fight. No, he will get away with his rolling boulder, at least for now. Oh, man, what a fight. Wow, I can't believe MSS kept the Rax alive. That was amazing. His damage is unreal.
The fight looks so over, didn't it? Like, the BKB was popped on Death Prophet. He might actually get Earth Speed here.
Rolling Boulder away. He might make it out. He should. They've got the Replicate. Another Rolling Boulder up onto the high ground, and he's gone.
How do you chase that?
Yeah, I mean, it's possible.
He doesn't even have a mobility item. He's actually just rolling Boulder like crazy.
It does require a couple of remnants, but still, yeah.
That fight was completely salvaged by MSS. You're so right about that. Like, the fact that he was able to kill that many heroes during the fight, while 2 of his heroes died, they didn't get a Ravage out of the fight, and they didn't get a swap or any stun out of Vengeful Spirit, and they still were able to take the win there. The crucial moment, I think, was the Zeus ulti that guaranteed the first initial kill. I believe that was the Razor who was about to get away. Him dying basically let Morphling just run free after them.
Ywar died instantly to the shot to the Ether E-Blade.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, I missed that part. He didn't get his BKB off.
His BKB I think might have gone. It's a 9-second charge. Either he didn't use it or it was already gone at that point, which I don't think is the case. I think he just didn't use it. Oh, they see Stand King. Oh, you were dead probably. Oh, pull him down. Yep, push him back in. Yep, we'll see you later, bud. It's been nice knowing you. Yeah, dude. Like, and how are you supposed to deal with that? Like, you get pulled in the base unless you're MSS.
If he had a gem, they would have seen the ward, and he would have not been caught. You know, there's things.
He lost the gem, I think, last fight. He had it and lost it.
Well, I mean, he had sentries. He could have checked for a ward there, but to anticipate them placing a ward for the push that they were doing. There's solutions.
This is a very aggressive play that only MSS can make because he has Replicate and Aegis. Plus, he's got BKB and Lickens, which he'll get silenced anyways. Storm Boulder Smash, they can't get him, though. He just... I don't know. He's so bold right now, and it's impossible to deal with this. If Ethereal Blade comes out on ATC, he's going to have to wait for him away. Strength Morph, Lincoln Sphere will get popped, and he'll put some pressure on the Rax, but they will keep it. This has got to be so frustrating for Digital Chaos. They were in such a good position, and MSS now just one person keeping this game up and even.
And Venge gives Morphling so much damage. He gives him like 150 damage when he's within the AoE due to Command Aura. Or Vengeance Aura, as well as the Vlads. It's pretty amazing.
Yep. 36% bonus damage. Nuts. Nuts damage. Means that you kind of have to kill that Venge.
Go for the smoke. They're going to go try to get a team fight going.
CC's here. They know that he's in this vicinity. Boba, they pigged it out, though. They should know. Oh, no, Biryu. Oh, he blinked up. Oh, my God. Oh, they see him with the kinetic tool now, I believe. Well, they see him now for sure. Oh my God, he's juking and jiving. He's going to get hexed up, and he will fall. He does have buyback. But he is dead. But the rest of his team's coming in. He's got, I think, Boots of Travel. He does. He's going to TP in Ywar. Fiend's gripped up. This fight suddenly turning on its head, and Digital Chaos are in a lot of trouble. Brax is already ravaged. Jules will come through. Spirit Siphon's up as well. And now the Zeus ult. Ywar will fall. They've lost 2. AUI will be the 3rd. PC will get out. Biryu will not be so lucky. And Shazam say, not yet. We are not done yet.
Dude, Morphling is so scary with Vengeful Spirit. This is actually an amazing combo. The amount of damage that he's getting just from the Vengeance Sword, it's like he has a Rapier. Like, that is actually what's happening. He's just blowing up the Death Prophet. I mean, and you know, one thing you are really messed up this game, though, is buying the Hex. He really needed an armor item, and by him not having that, he's getting shredded by the auto attacks and the Morphling. He needed a Shivas, he needed an AC, something like that.
I don't want to say it right now, but I think this game is over.
It's not quite over. It's not over yet. They're going to get maybe 2 racks here. Oh, there's the Hex.
They're going to get Hexed. They have Chrono.
Okay, if
he doesn't have Aegis.
That's really big.
Whop out. Yep. Beautifully done. Can they bring him down? It's too late for the silence. They have plenty of damage from TC. They might get CC&C, who will die back. He's so low! Jump in. Finally, they get the kill. MSS still strength morphing. Now agility morphing. He wants to get a shotgun blast off. Time dilation will go. Can they bring him down? Oh, he's getting low. He'll wait for him away. They'll jump on Brax instead. MSS is going to drop an item, so they focus on him. He will be able to TP out. He has waveform in 10, no replicate, by the way. He's going to strength morph even more. God, this is so... Oh! Oh, he has to pop the BKB. It just came off cooldown. He's got TP ready to go. They'll try to juke the jive. He's going to try to TP. Boulder smash will miss, and there it is. The BKB keeps him alive, and the boulder, or the rolling boulder will not get there in time. But they still lose the Zeus. I maybe spoke too soon. Commentator's curse or something.
What really was that beat them there? They just kind of chased them down, basically, as Shazam tried to retreat. And just slowly did damage. That was like the longest chase. That was actually, that started in the base, and it got all the way down to the southeast secret shop. Took so long.
Here we go. They're going to go for tier 4s. No buyback for Zeus. They know that he's down.
No
MSS.
BKB.
Gonna have to do this all on his own. Ravage will not be up until he's alive. Well, obviously, yeah. There's gonna be the BKB, the tier 4s. It might. The exorcism. They have glyph up the chronosphere, but MSS, did he get his strength morph off? He didn't. He did. He did get it off. Static Storm will fly through. He's morphing strength like crazy. Now the Ancient is taking a lot of damage. It's not dead yet. TC goes to the backside. Eye of the Storm going to work. Can they bring it down? It's so close. TC will get it done. He will get it done. TC sitting on the back of the Ancient says, I don't think so, MSS. You can carry the hell out of this game, but we're getting it. Great game from both of these teams.
That was such a good game. Amazing, like, comebacks back and forth. MSS went 10, 1, and 7. He just could not carry it for his team there. The DC lineup, they could just run them down so many times in the late game. And if they weren't ready to disable, it's just... I feel like their supports weren't providing that much, not necessarily because of weak plays, but the way they itemized was all around making Morphling strong. And they didn't have a lot of annoying abilities that were able to control what DC wanted to do. Once Death Prophet had her BKB and her HP and her Yules, like, how do you stop Death Prophet? You basically just stand there and hope your Morphling can kill her in time. So DC takes a little bit of a base pressure thing. They almost lost that fight, I think, but they were able to take the throne, and that's going to give them a win.
Great stuff from both of these squads. I have to give it up to Shazam. They played extraordinarily well in that second game. It was close, but DC are able to eke out the win when it's all said and done. And so Shazam are done in this tournament. I look forward to seeing these guys in the near future. We're Digital Chaos. Their road continues not only here, but in Captain's Draft as well. So very exciting to see what they can do with their full lineup once Theban is back. Big shout outs to Beeru for playing a pretty good support in both games. Bert, do you have any closing thoughts before we head out of here?
Wish I went to 3 games. It was a really fun set between the two teams. The teams are pretty close, but I think DC is clearly the better team here as a result of these games. But really fun games in Canada Cup. I hope the rest of the tournament is all like this.
Yeah, and we're getting ever so close to those grand finals. We have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 matches to go, and that is it for Canada Cup Season 6. But don't worry, we're going to kind of... spread them out for you. Tomorrow's game, January the 29th at 8:45 Eastern, is going to be Infamous versus Digital Chaos. That is going to be fun. I can guarantee you there's going to be some run at you type of action just because of Team Infamous and who they are. Of course, that is X Unknown, so that should be fun. And then, of course, on February the 4th, it'll be Elite Wolves versus Complexity. And then we'll have to wait and see who wins those matches before we move on. Big shout-outs for everybody for joining us here on moonducktv. Make sure you guys give us a follow and a sub if you're feeling generous. Follow us on Twitter at moonducktv as well. My name is Mott. You can follow me at MottDota. If you've enjoyed the cast, let me know. Throw up a tweet or two. With me is Purge. You can follow him at Purge Gamers if you don't already. Pitmuckle, our producer and observer, the German god himself. You can follow him at Pitmuckle and Lurkerderp, our stats lady, who also joins us steering the post-game report. You can find her at Lurkerderp on Twitter as well. So with that said, have a great evening, everybody, and have some fun. Play some Dota. See you guys later.